Hey there, it's Vicky Marie and Roscoe, and today I have a tag video. So I was tagged in today's video by Lori Fluffy Nomo, and if you guys are not familiar with her channel, do go over and check her channel out. I'll have it linked in the description today. So I'm going to answer the 15 questions, and I'm going to tag two people as well. And I'm going to tag uh, Laura from Lifestyle of Laura. And I'm also going to tag Michelle from Life Adventures in Keto. So those are the two that I'm going to tag in today's video. So let's get on with the questions. I'm just going to try to not overthink because I tend to do that. So first of all, I'll just read the question and then I'll read my answer. Question number one, what matters to you the most? Well, that's kind of obvious, but my kids and my husband, my family, that's what matters most to me. Yeah. So question number two, what is your happiest memory? That is tough. Now, my happiest memory, I will honestly say, where I can definitely say, was the birth of my kids. Not the birth itself, but holding them. Out, I can vividly remember everything about those moments. Just holding them in my arms. My son and my daughter, they were born 3 years apart, and they're my son's 30, my daughter's 28. My son's almost 31. Yeah, 31. So they're about 3 years apart. I just remember everything about it. So I guess that's probably, I would say, my happiest memory. And I loved my wedding day too. I that was a beautiful day, and I have so many fond memories. But I guess if I had to pick one, it would be the birth of my kids. Question number three: what are three things that put a smile on your face? Well, I love nature, and now I love. So I guess this is tough for me because there's just I think of so many things that I love. But so I think the obvious answer is just seeing my family happy, my kids happy, smiling, um, and not just any smile, but that kind of smile that comes from the soul. You guys know what I mean? Like they're genuinely happy. Uh, that makes me so happy. And I would just extend that to, um, things that make me personally happy, or just seeing the hummingbirds, watching nature. Uh, my little Roscoe makes me happy. My husband makes me happy. So, yeah, the people I love, being surrounded by the people I love, um, those things put a smile on my face. So three things: nature, my family, my husband, my kids, nature, those three things. So, question number four, who is or are the most important people in your life? My husband and my kids. And I mean, I could extend that out, but just to keep this short, my husband and my kids are definitely the most important thing in my life. Question number five, what do you like the most about yourself? Ugh, that's hard. Okay. I guess the thing I like most about myself is that I've been able to embrace what I used to think are my weaknesses. So I used to think being really sensitive was a weakness. Um, and in fact, my mother-in-law used to call me chicken-hearted, and she meant it in a loving way. But I used to I used to get like people would say, "Oh, I was so bashful," or "I was just so sensitive." And it wasn't that I was a crybaby. It's just that like I would just I I could not stand watching people, even when I was a kid, watching fish in a big bin. After my uncle had caught them and put them in this bin, it used to break my heart that these little fish were floating in the water, and I used to just get them. They would just be floating. They were catfish, and I would just pick them up and do this with them in the water until I revived all of them, and he'd come back and they'd all be swimming. And stuff like that. I was I just was sensitive to that. And my mother-in-law used to call me chicken-hearted. But as I've gotten older, I've learned to embrace that as a true gift. It's not a weakness. So I guess that's probably like that's what I love about myself is I've been able to accept what I used to think were the weaknesses. So, um, number six, what are your deepest fears? My deepest fears is losing my husband, my kids. And I know it's a part of life. Like I know one day either I'm going to lose my husband or he's going to lose me. And to even think about that moment right now is heartbreaking to me. But deeper than that would be to lose one of my kids. I have lost young kids in my life. Um, I've watched really good friends go through that, and I don't know how you go through that. So that's probably my deepest fear, which I don't even like to even say. But yeah, we're strong and resilient, and I know we can get through a lot of things, and I know that I would get through whatever I had to, but that would be really, really tough. That's probably my deepest fear. What are you grateful for? Oh, so many things. I'm just grateful for the people in my life, my family, my husband, my kids, my friends, even you, even this channel, the opportunities I've had in my life, the people I've met along my life journey, my family. I am the people. It's the people in my life that I'm really, really grateful for. Number eight, what or who is the most important thing in your life now? Oh, that's tough. I would have to say my husband, though. I mean, I'm an empty nester. My kids are very important to me. They're like right up there with my husband, but right now, I mean, he is the person that I share my life with. He's the person that I share my everyday with. Uh, I share it with Roscoe too, but it says people. Who's the most important? Well, what is the most important thing in your life, not person? What or who? So, but yeah, I mean, my husband's definitely the most important, and I would say my kids as well. But if I had to pick one thing right now at this point in my life, it is my husband. Who or what inspires you not to give up? Well, okay, I'm not going to edit. Question number nine is tough for me. Um, who? Who? It's a who that inspires me not to give up. So that would be my mom. Um, I watched her go through a lot of things in life. And the thing is, she never became bitter. She was always, the things that she appreciated in life were the very simple things. And she, you know, at her best, she was always able to think of other people before herself, and she never gave up. And I don't know that I could be that strong. I think I would have given up. I don't know that I'm as strong as she was. So, but she has taught me a lot, and I think of her often. So she would have to be my answer to number nine. Whew. Number 10. What do you believe in? What do you believe in? Or, yeah. Well, I guess I'll just leave that with simply this. Um, I believe I believe in that there's something bigger than us. I'll just keep it vague. There's something bigger than us. I have full faith in that. Um, I believe that we are all doing our best, even when we it doesn't seem like we are. I believe that with my whole being, though. I think at the core of every single person, there's goodness, um, even though it doesn't always look that way. And yeah, and I believe that uh, I believe that there's so much going on in the world that we don't understand, that we don't see, that's not tangible, but I have a 100% belief in that. So the power of love, the power of prayer, the faith, I believe in that. So that's where my mind goes when I think of that question. Question number 11, if you were to die tomorrow, what would be your biggest regret? Um, Gosh. Well, there's two moments, but I guess I can't really say I regret them now. I think I've overcome them. My regret though, like I wish I would have been there when my dad passed away, and I tried so hard to make it there and I couldn't. I That's a regret. I wished I would have given my mom more time. But those are things I can't do anything about right now. So that's hard. I don't want to hold on to regrets. I just think that that weighs us down. But if I'm being completely honest, those would be my regrets. So, question number 12, what will you do to make sure that doesn't happen? Well, okay, because my regret was something from the past that I have no control over. And that's where I went with it. So I'm just going to stay with that. And what will I do to make sure that doesn't happen? Just make sure that the people in my life now know that I appreciate them and know that in my heart I'm doing what I can to reach out to the people that I love, and so that when one of us crosses, and we will eventually, there won't be that regret. There won't be a regret that I didn't do what I could to reach out to the people I love. So, okay, number 11, how can you make your life more meaningful starting today? Well, I mean, in this right now with everything going on in the world, that's like easy. I think so many of us are doing this, and that's to stay connected. Like, don't take it for granted. Don't take things for granted. I've done that too many times, and I guess the regrets in my life would be attached to that. Taking it for granted that I had plenty of time ahead of me, taking it for granted that, I nothing was going to change. I would always have access to the things that I needed and wanted. Um, and I think that that would be probably how what I will do is just um, to really stay connected to what's important and to not take things for granted. And number 14, how can you change someone's life for the better? Well, by appreciating them, by spending time with them. I think when all is said and done, that's what people want more than anything. And the gift of time, the gift of really being there for another person, you cannot substitute that with anything else, and you can't get those moments back. So I think just um, that's what you do is you care enough about people to show up for them. You just show up for them. So I think that really makes a difference, and that maybe is expressed in slightly different ways depending on who you are and the context of the conversation. But I think that that's really a gift is to show up for people and to change your life for the better. Um, is to just let them know that they matter and that they matter enough that you're willing to invest your time. I know for me in my life, the people who have done that for me, uh, it's I don't even know if they realize how much that means for me, but it's always meant a lot. I've had so many people take time in their life to go out of their way to let me know that I matter and that I they care about me, and I hope that I can do that. I hope that uh, that's something I can pay forward. And number 15, what is the one thing you're going to do differently after doing this tag? Well, again, just making sure, I think I'm going to be gentler on myself because I think I'm really hard on myself. And I'm always pushing myself to get things done and get through my to-do list. And, uh, I think, like given today's turn of events, I think we all are feeling the shift, and I just don't want to forget it. I don't want when all of this is over and the tag's over, yes, but everything else is over and life returns to normal. I just don't want to forget the lessons that I've learned during this time, and so yeah, I what am I going to do differently? I'm going to take time to really put some thought into. No, Lori said planning. Lori, I remember you said that. Go watch Lori's video if you haven't. Lori Fluffy Nomo, but about planning And I think for me that's something I haven't been doing either because I'm out of routine. But that kind of goes along with like planning for me is just planning how I'm going to show up in my life, not just what I'm going to do on my to-do list, but how I'm going to show up. And yeah, so at least try to show up the way I want to be that person that I want to be. So all right, well, that's my tag. Again, I'm going to, well, first, I want to thank you, Lori, for tagging me in this video. This was tough. I mean, it was like kind of got emotional a little bit, but this wasn't easy, but it was, this was great to sit down and really think about these answers. And yeah, so thank you so much. And I'm going to tag again, Laura from Lifestyle of Laura and Michelle from Life Adventures and Keto. I'm going to tag you too. So, all right, guys. Well, thank you so much for watching. I hope that you will take a minute if you haven't already. Give me a thumbs up, like this video, leave me a comment, and don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. And I will see you on the next video. Bye.